Mikel Arteta's eccentricity has sparked a revolution at Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has transformed a club that was completely dominated by Manchester City into one of their main competitors in this season's title race. How has Mikel Arteta changed Arsenal? It was a cold, rainy day when Mikel Arteta arrived at the Emirates on a late December evening in 2019. Leaving Man City was difficult. Arsenal representatives came to Mikel Arteta's affluent suburban home in Didsbury, Manchester, for negotiations in the middle of the night without prior consent from Man City. Therefore, there was some tension when Arsenal introduced their new coach, 37-year-old Mikel Arteta, who had to grapple with doubts about whether he was ready to leave. At Man City, he was Pep Guardiola's assistant, while Arsenal, at the time, was in disarray. Arsenal was not on par with Man City. Arsene Wenger lost his way and his judgment, while Unai Emery was sacked after a dismal 18-month spell. Now, Mikel Arteta, the former Arsenal captain, has returned to the Emirates. Perhaps the Spanish coach didn't sense it at the time, but at least he had an advantage. Mikel Arteta knew what was happening here. He had been on the sidelines with Pep just a few days earlier, when Man City defeated Arsenal 3-0, leaving Arsenal disoriented. Conceding 2 goals within 15 minutes, Arsenal appeared weak, demotivated, directionless, and in positional and functional disarray. So, Mikel Arteta knew what had happened at Arsenal. He just needed to find a way to fix it. Drawing from his experiences as a raw Basque Academy player at Barcelona, then under David Moyes at Everton, and later at Arsenal under Arsene Wenger's guidance, Mikel Arteta addressed the team around a large oak table. Everyone should feel privileged to be here, and the players will have to accept a different way of living. We have to build a culture. If players like Bernardo Silva and David Silva at Man City aren't bullied, it's because they protect their positions like animals. From now on, we must be like that. 2 years after that night, Arsenal's sporting director, Edu Gaspar, received a call from the agent of the club captain and record signing, Emerick Aubameyang. Mikel Arteta had become frustrated with Aubameyang's lack of discipline and requested to sell the player. Despite being the club's best player, they needed him, but Edu was determined to support Mikel Arteta. He said it was a defining moment in Mikel Arteta's time at the club. "I can say they will see that. Short-term pain for long-term gain," the agent told Mel Sport. Aubameyang is currently playing for Marseille in France, while Arsenal and Mikel Arteta are vying for this season's championship. Mikel Arteta is a father of 3, not insensitive but capable of making tough decisions. He outlined 3 principles as a coach: respect, commitment, and passion. Aubameyang, like Mesut Ozil, did not embody all 3. However, the decision to dismiss a player who scored the winning goal in the FA Cup 18 months prior tells us much about the Mikel Arteta Arsenal has built since. Mikel Arteta is the most innovative coach in the Premier League. The intelligence and effectiveness in Mikel Arteta's style of play are evident when watching Arsenal play. "He is the most innovative coach in the Premier League," said a top coach to Mel Sport. Mikel Arteta is brave and very smart. His team is truly good and smarter than Pep's team. Even though I can't believe I'm saying that, for it to succeed, Mikel Arteta first had to fix the core of a broken club. This is a revival from the roots. Mikel Arteta is described by some sources as a control freak. How many top coaches aren't? But for him, rules and discipline bring clear effectiveness. Players are not numbers, they are human beings. Mikel Arteta says, "I need to understand them and know what's going on in their lives." But it's a two-way communication. They have to be willing to share back with me. Mikel Arteta's understanding of the power of teamwork stems from his days as a young player at Barcelona's La Masia Academy. When the ball comes to your feet, say thank you. This is what Mikel Arteta is currently doing with his players at Arsenal. I can see it. Shared Paco Cerullo, a former Barcelona player. With those thoughts in mind, restructuring both the players and the culture in his challenging first season at Arsenal was crucial and needed time. Mikel Arteta's policy regarding player acquisitions is very clear. His relationship with Edu Gaspar is strong and cemented by the mutual understanding of the philosophies that existed at Arsenal under Wenger. Mikel Arteta is also close with CEO Josh Kroenke. However, when it comes to football players, Mikel Arteta is delighted to lead. The dossier he presented to Declan Rice at his home immediately convinced him. "I was blown away," Rice said. Over the 2 weeks upon joining in July last year, he continuously reviewed and reassessed what he had and what he was doing. A friend of Mikel Arteta shared, "Both love Wenger, and that's the atmosphere they desire at the club right now." The pursuit of upgrading the team never stops, and Mikel Arteta harbors no particular fondness for any player, always looking to the next step. "The next step is always towards victory," he says. Mikel Arteta's pre-match talks usually take place an hour before the game, as the match begins, and then just before the Arsenal players leave the dressing room, another brief chat will occur. The topics vary from love to war to family. Club photographer Stuart Mayfin once requested a photo before the match against Tottenham, which Arsenal won. In another match against Brentford, a provocative tweet from forward Ivan Toney was displayed on the big screen. Mikel Arteta told his players, "Today they will play in our damn home." Arsenal won that match as well. However, there's always a common theme, a final instruction that permeates through everything Mikel Arteta does with his players. "Move forward," Mikel Arteta says. "Just move forward." The Arsenal coach sees this as the core coaching principle. It sounds basic without a doubt, coming from someone who played alongside Pep, Luis Figo, Patrick, and Rivaldo at Barcelona and was coached by the great Louis van Gaal. It also rang true during his playing days, for example, at Everton, where he greatly admired David Moyes, and to this day, people speak of the loyalty that the Scottish manager always openly displays to his players. At present, Arsenal, under Mikel Arteta's leadership, is controlling the pace and moving forward. Arsenal's ball possession rate in the Premier League has increased from 50 to 60% during Mikel Arteta's tenure. In training sessions, Mikel Arteta is present almost every day. On match days, Mikel Arteta is perhaps the most active coach on the sidelines, creating an atmosphere full of energy at the Emirates Stadium. Mikel Arteta may have been influenced to some extent by Pep Guardiola's coaching style after his time at Manchester City, but Mikel Arteta's unique and special approach has helped Arsenal change day by day. And now, they can confidently say that Arsenal has never had the status and potential like it does at present. If you find this video helpful, please leave your feedback in the comments so we can improve our content. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on future videos on the Football News channel. Goodbye for now, and see you in the next episode.